Hello to all my wonderful subscribers, devout disciples, followers, listeners, viewers, everyone. Welcome. This is your Master GongSun. Today we will be continuing our study of the anthology Taoist meditation, specifically the cultivation of realization. Now, the actual author has been lost to history, but this has been translated and here for. I'm here to discuss spiritual topics, topics that might even be uncomfortable for some people, and depending on what it is, it might even be inappropriate around the dinner table. But that's what I'm here to do. Okay, I'm going to read out some of the paragraphs, not all of it, but just some of the important ones, the ones that strike me as particularly poignant. Let us begin. When people are in the prime of life, there is nothing they won't do in pursuit of desires. Now, isn't that true? I mean, let's just stop there and discuss that one sentence. When you're in your prime of life, when you have your health, your wealth, power, what do? Well, I hope you don't do what P. Diddy did, or Jeffrey Epstein, right? I mean, they had no balance. That's one of the many problems, of course, right? That's not the only thing. That's not even the worst thing about them. But certainly they had no self-control, and they were men of excess to the point of pure disgust, really. All right, let's continue. Then their health is damaged, and all sorts of ailments occur. When death is approaching, even houses full of sons and daughters cannot help them. No matter how much money they have, it cannot buy them health. Having regrets when you get to the point of death is too late. Well, isn't that the truth? I mean, that's why they call death the great equalizer, because in many ways it makes us all equals, because we're equal in death. Maybe we were not equal in life. Some of us have more than others, have more money, more power, higher status. Of course, all of these things are not important to the realized person, the Taoist. Certainly not important to me. Nothing is ever going to be worth my immortal soul. And I would never sell my soul for these earthly, evanescent, temporary pleasures that are ultimately hollow and meaningless. Stuff like wealth and, all that physical stuff that does not aid on our spiritual quest. It does not help us develop spiritually. All right, let's continue. It is also asked what we let go of. The answer is that we let go of the four gross elements, the five clusters, seeds of emotionalized consciousness. Real practitioners of the way should be as if totally dead once and then return to life. For people who are totally dead, there is no world wrapping them up and no mystic principle. When you reach total cessation like this, only then it is settled. Confucius said, if you hear the way in the morning, you can die content at night. Yeah, that's true. Of course, we're not Confucian, but a lot of what he says, well, not a lot, but I have disagreements with him, with Confucius, but some of what he says can make sense in the right context. But in this context, it certainly can. This saying teaches people the critical point. It seems to mean that when superior people have heard the way, they comprehend life and death in an instant. Now forget all those fancy terms you heard, 5 clusters, 4 elements. They're not that important. What is important is this. If you are wholeheartedly following the way and are a Taoist, then you understand life and death. You understand that this is just a temporary place, this material, physical plane of existence, and it cannot compare the the love here, the wonders, the this realm cannot compare to what awaits us on the other planes of existence. From what I have heard from my own master, there are an infinite number of realms of existence. Isn't that exciting? And they're all better. Most of them, anyway, are better than this place. There are some, if you have astral projected, there are some places that are considered to be they call it the lower realms of the astral, which are not good places. They're what you might call hell in the Christian context, but it's a hell of our own making. But anyway, but isn't this a truth? I mean, if you are, if you have heard the way and you practice the way and you display virtue and you follow Taoist principles, there's nothing to fear when you die. Your soul will just leave. Your spirit will leave this material realm and you'll be on your way to your next stage of your existence. And it's different for everyone. I mean, for me, I would like to become a spirit guide after death. I want to be a saint, the Taoist equivalent of a saint, because I want to come back here and help people. And not necessarily back here, but I want to help people on other realms of existence as well. May not necessarily be the earth, right? And that's what we're trying. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's what the goal of Taoism is: to achieve this immortality, to become a Zenren, a realized person, which is the Taoist equivalent of a saint, a Catholic saint, or an immortal. Anyway, I'm hoping that by, like, I have both selfish and selfless. It's a funny word to say, but it's true. I have both selfish and selfless reasons of helping you guys, of teaching you all this. Number one, I mean, it's selfish because I want to display virtue by helping you so that I could become an immortal. But it's selfless at the same time because even if I don't become an immortal, I'm happy that I helped you guys to learn the Tao. So either way, it's good. One reason is more selfish than the other, but I am happy to do what I do. Alright, think about that very carefully. Don't fear death if you have lived a life of virtue. But if you haven't, well, then maybe you should fear death a little bit. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.